storms and this, and the earth was pretty much going to shatter.
Yeah. Like, well, so those people in this group with eternal values were going to get picked up by spaceships.
Correct. But the only place they can do that in a safe space was to go to the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina, which are beautiful if you've never been. Hey everyone, welcome to Born Brazen. We're your hosts, Holly and Jules, and on this podcast, we talk about documentaries and our thoughts as to what happened. If you're new here, get comfortable as we navigate through these wild cases. If you've been here before, welcome back. So, little life update for Jules, and I. We've been talking a lot about the life changes and everything that is going on. And update, we're in Florida. As you can tell, background's a little different. So yeah, really excited. We have made it.
The chaos has
slightly subsided.
Slowed for just a moment.
Houses aren't completely ready yet, but hey, we're here.
And we're crammed in about 3 different places.
Correct.
Plus about 4 storage units.
Yes. So, here we are. But we're living the dream. So we're living our best life in Florida.
Right now, I can look outside and see palm trees.
Yeah. And so hopefully within a couple of episodes, we can actually be having palm trees in the background. So we're really excited. It's just good times. So following that, we are going to hop into today's episode.
Oh, wait. Hey, Holly.
Yes.
Did I tell you I got a new pet? It's a pet termite.
Okay.
You know what his name is?
What?
Clint eats one.
Okay. That's fair. Clint eats wood. Hope everybody got that. No? Kind of. Okay. We're just going to roll with it. I got it. And that's all that matters, right? Anyways. Yes. Told you guys, dad jokes, not going anywhere at all. So yes, we are going to come into chapter 2 of Bring Me the Beauties. Last week, we dove into chapter 1, which was a lot about the backstory of Frederick von Mierers and how he kind of started this movement, this cult, and John Hoyt, who came in and who was kind of running this documentary. He's telling us the things that he's gone through and what processed. We bring some more people into the second chapter that talks a little more about what was happening and more of the specifics that happened within the cult. So yeah, if you haven't watched chapter 1, again, not your mama, can't tell you what to do, but I highly recommend watching chapter 1 so you're not really confused when we talk about chapter 2.
Yeah.
So chapter 2 is labeled The Antichrist Tapes. Let's take a moment. Okay, moving right along. So it kind of starts off, obviously, with Hoyt, and he's giving the background, but it brings in John Andrianis. And we never see him. We never actually see John in the documentary, so I'm hoping maybe chapter 3, it brings him in personally, because we've never heard specifically from him yet. So I'm hoping we bring him in, but we do bring in Jackie Adams.
Yes.
And Jackie Adams is a Ford model, which is a huge, I guess back then I don't remember hearing about that. But then again, I don't really follow.
Yeah, I wasn't in that world
I wasn't a beauty. So Yeah, it brings in Ford model, and I guess that was either now. Tell me now if it is, but I know back then it was a big agency where a lot of models came through. So it talks about her coming in. He seen Freddie saw her and was like, "Man, she's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful. We have to let her in." So John kind of takes her under.
Yeah, she read his book.
Eternal Values.
So that's kind of how she,
or no, Aliens Among Us.
It was Aliens Among Us. She read Aliens Among Us and decided that it piqued her interest and she wanted to be involved in that.
Yeah, because
she
said that she was having a lot of struggles with finding her purpose. Because she said it was all about looks and all about, here's the thing, like we talk about modeling, right? And you're like, well, duh, that's kind of what you're in. But I think a lot of people find that as like it's a career, right? Like that's a way to make money. But with other careers, you have your career and then you leave at the end of the day and you're done until the next day. But that's not the same with modeling. It's like a 24/7 thing. You have to keep this face and you lose yourself as to who you are. It becomes more of what you look like than it is who you are. And so she really felt that struggle. And decided to, she was reading a lot of books, and one of them was like Aliens Among Us.
Yeah. And she just kind of got swept into it. This is where the next thing I wrote down, I thought it was funny and had to write down and take notes that John said they were twin flames.
I saw that too. And I was like, so if you've never watched the documentary Twin Flames, it is nuts.
And Twin Flames is based a lot on the same premise of Eternal Values. They utilizing the stars and all the things to say basically you belong with this specific person that is your twin flame and you should be with them forever.
Yes.
No matter what it takes. Because that's where it gets a little creepy in the Twin Flames documentary.
Like you quit your job, you stop talking to your family,
like you're
getting a relationship,
but you get weirdo. Like the other person might not even watch you, and they basically tell you to stalk them.
Yeah,
and force them to know, for you to tell them like you belong with me. You're supposed to be with me.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's very wild.
Funny story that came out of that. So we're best friends, right? And so our husbands are our two best friends, and so a lot of the similarities. So a lot of my husband's characteristics, similarities match Julie's. And a lot of her husbands match mine. And so we've always said like, we're twin flames.
Yeah.
We're just with a different person. Yeah. We're twin flames.
So we joke about how technically either one of them like could have been my husband and either one of them could have been hers.
Yeah.
But I think that's where what comes into play is, honestly, it probably would have never worked out that way.
No.
Like, no. Two people shouldn't be completely identical and be together all the time. So I think that's why our friendship works so well.
Yeah.
Because when we are together, we all get along and there's like, we don't really argue over things. And like, we have that back and forth with each other of, well, like, let's go do something. Like, she might not like it, but I know he will. Like, so we can like kind of benefit each other. Like, it makes our friendships like more rounded out and like more,
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
We just all kind of fit like puzzle pieces together.
And it's kind of funny because as we're building this house, I'm a very modern person. Like I like modern things in the house. And my husband is not on the modern train. He's more of like I'd
say more coastal.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say like the designs kind of where we came from was more farmhouse.
Yeah.
But we're kind of both falling into more of like, we just want like the coastal type feel, like relaxed vibe.
Yeah. And so she's the same way. And I bought lights, like I picked out the lights for our house and I was really excited. And my husband was like, if you like him, like a typical husband answer, like, I mean, if you like him, I like him. And so of course I take pictures and I send it to her husband. I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I like this. And I'm like, my man, like one of us has to like each other. So yeah, it's just kind of funny. So, okay. So
the fact that they brought that up in this,
yeah,
it was partially kind of cool because, we've been talking about like this since the very beginning about what makes them the same and different from other cults. So that's just another one of those, of course they kind of bring that in a little bit because
yeah, for sure.
it fits them. Like it definitely fits their narrative they got going on and how Freddie felt about the stars and horoscopes and things like that.
Yeah. So one thing that we're gonna discuss in this is that the things we said in chapter 1 is like, I feel like totally opposite than what we feel in chapter 2. Like we're like, maybe did that, and now we're like, oh, yep, follows the same cult outline.
Yeah. Well, but I had some weird questions that kind of came up in this, and then like thoughts I had in my head about this cult in general and like their beliefs, and then some things changed, which we'll talk about, and they kind of flip, and then it's like, so it's weird how it starts a certain way, and that's how it's supposed to be. Like what should give you an inkling of how crazy it is that it can just totally change.
Yeah.
Like you come into it and there's this rule that you cannot do XYZ. But then all of a sudden, a few months later, well, you know what? We probably should allow that to happen. So let's do that. So it's like you just kind of making it up as you go.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'll touch that because I have some opinions on that too. So we'll touch on
but I have a big one of that.
Okay.
Of the like them flip-flopping, which why you wouldn't have had that thought. Like the whole point of this thing is, this is how this episode kind of starts. Because I'll hop right into this little point that I had. Basically, what they thought was going to happen was that a spaceship was coming to take them away.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to that, at the very beginning, like as we jump into this now, the very beginning of this, because we're telling you about Jackie and John getting together and their twin flames.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to have a normal relationship. But when all of this was going on, the piece of the puzzle to kind of remind yourself of at the beginning, they were not allowed to like have sex or anything like that. So this is kind of where things start to change because they now want to get married. They're twin flames. They want to do what marital couples do.
Yeah, for sure.
And Freddie didn't understand any of that, couldn't stand any of that. He hated their relationship.
Yeah.
And
even said like it was one of the sickest things he's ever heard. And I'm like,
so for me, where my head goes at this point, little bits of things. And so at this point, if that makes him sick, how are they supposed to get picked up in a spaceship and come back? And then the point be to reestablish the world with people.
Yeah.
If you're not sleeping with other people, you're not going to make babies. So It was weird to me that at the beginning, he's like, ew, that's gross. Don't do that. Nobody should be doing that too. Well, if the plan is to repopulate, we need to be able to repopulate.
Mm-hmm.
So it was weird to me that was one of the things like that was how he was at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, and I think we'll get so much more into the depths of this, but it was weird to me, I think, for him to be, okay, I'm gonna just say it. You recruit beautiful people. That's your whole premise.
Mm-hmm. You're a room full of beautiful people. And you don't think they're going to be attracted to each other?
You don't think they're going to try to have sex? I mean, that's a bad thing to have sex. It's like, well, what do you expect them to do?
I mean, this is like putting 50 people on an island and calling it a reality show and let's see what happens. Well, people are going to sleep together. There's going to be fights. There's going to be drama. Like, you bring these people in and want them to be a part of this, and they're all beautiful. I'm right there with you. Like, you don't expect that to happen?
Yeah. It's like Temptation Island. Yeah. Like if you've never watched Temptation Island, it's the same premise. Like you send all these beautiful people to an island and you say, okay, prove to me that you want to be in this relationship. Now, me and you would say, well, yeah, that's easy. I love that person. So I'm not going to do anything. But you take an unstable relationship, you put them on an island with a whole bunch of beautiful people and they go, I want you to stay,
Celibate.
Yeah, I want you to stay committed to your relationship. Well, probably not. So anyways, so yeah, one thing, okay, I'm going to get a little serious because this like really, it pissed me off if we're being honest. So every time you hear about these different people, Jackie and Hoyt and, all these different people, Wong, I can't remember her first name, but her last name. You hear about all these different people. And the one thing that they have in common is they had an unstable family.
Mm-hmm.
I think, John, they talked about John and how like it was Hoyt, I think, that went to like, stayed with his aunt or stayed with his grandma or just kind of went around and never had a stable environment. And people, any of cults, but people like Freddie target those people because they have no stability. They have insecurities.
Yeah, they're looking for that group that will accept them.
Yes, they have a fear. I mean, Jackie said like a group of misfits. I felt at home. And coming from that environment, I did an episode on this like a while back about like kind of my history and mental illness or mental health and my past. And I came from a very unstable home, like very unstable. My dad was an alcoholic. My grandma, well, not my grandma, but my grandma was very verbally abusive. My mom had an addiction that ended up taking her life. Like I started taking care of myself when I was like 10, like did my own laundry, took myself to school, the whole 9 yards. And to hear somebody that took the vulnerability of somebody that has already had a shit life and took them in to manipulate them and to give them something that yearned for and took it into a bad direction. It makes me so angry. I can't even describe it. Because I am lucky and I still have issues. Like I have abandonment issues. I have issues that I've had to work on a lot myself. But I've been lucky in the fact that I've never been approached by that situation because I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same thing. Because I would have been like, these people want the best for me and they love me and they want to give me a family that I've never had.
Yeah.
So not to get on a soapbox, but it just watching these make me so angry because I've said before, like, how do you not see that and like notice? But then if I really look at it, I'm like, well, shit, I could have done that. I could have been that person that could have been like, oh, this is really good for me because I never had this in life. So to get off my soapbox, every cult has that commonality of a shit childhood and they prey on that. And it makes me sick. It just makes me sick. So, okay. We're going to move along. We're going to pick it back up. We're going to breathe the mood up. I just had to say that. So Jackie, if we go back to Jackie and her trying to find herself, she said that everything was a party. Like staying up late and being around people and drinking and doing this and doing that. And it was like this party vibe that she just couldn't indulge herself in. And that's nuts because some people really like that. We moving to Florida, my husband and I think Jules, you were talking about too. We were watching the sunset and we were like, man, people that lived here their whole entire life, like they take this for granted. Like, yeah, it's just sunset. And we're over here like, oh my God, that's beautiful.
You know, we haven't gotten to see it like that.
Yeah. And then we're
in a
like,
long time. Let's go on vacation.
Yeah. And then we're like, well, some people that live here go to Atlanta and they're like, man, this is amazing. It's big and it's lively and it's you know, chaotic and it's busy. And we're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Take me out of here.
Yes.
So that I just thought about that when I was like, man, some people really thrive on that. Like they're really like, yeah, give me the parties. And we're like, yeah, in bed by 9. Well, I've gotten better at that because this lady has made me younger in my old days. So anyhow.
You're younger than me, so you should be.
Should I know? Yeah. So she was interested very much in the spiritual life. John talked about that Jackie, you know, his twin flame, it feels like that was his soulmate. And like Jules said, that they wanted to really
they wanted to be I had taken note that they wanted to be like that type of leader in Eternal Values. Like they wanted to be kind of like that couple, like Adam and Eve, like
dynamic duo.
Yeah, like let's be this couple that like kind of is at the top, essentially, I guess, if you want to call it that. But like to be that couple so that they could kind of show, I guess, everyone else maybe like how to live, how to be, and just this is cool. You can be this power couple within this group and have our values that we have.
Right.
So.
And Freddie did not like that.
No.
He actually, I think that was the part where he like drilled John, like, and was like, soulmates are evil forces. Like that's evil forces that are trying to take you, you know, take control of you. And I really, my personal opinion, and you guys tell me what you think, because I feel like that's a fear of somebody else taking control. And you think you have this power couple that comes in and they have the same beliefs now, may not in the future, which also may be a scare for them, because these, I don't know, maybe these leaders think that this is the right thing, or maybe they don't. I don't know, but you know, that might be a fear then of like they're going to take over, and I'm not going to be the leader or the center anymore. So that was my thoughts of when he gets scared of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too.
Yeah. So it's just the lack of like care, and the lack of like you shouldn't love anybody. You shouldn't, you know, that's just a temptation of the devil. And it's like,
yeah, because he thought it was going to take away from the work, like to being too focused on someone else, or like your other half, essentially, like that your energy shouldn't be going there. Like your energy should be going to what's to come.
The internal values. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. Yeah. So then it started with, so remember last episode, I said it was very money driven, but we didn't have any.
Other than knowing that Hoyt was giving him money, and that the books, you know, existed, and like some tapes and stuff maybe that they were selling.
Yeah.
That's all we knew about at that point up until this second chapter. Here is when you learn, as you watch Freddie, he's always like done up to the nines.
Yes.
Like tons of like nice clothes. Just he has to be on point at every moment. And
face and all.
Always had several rings and jewelry on. And this is kind of where we learn how this is his little side gig here, was basically using the stars and the space to say, you need this color stone.
Yes, the astrological signs tell me that you're lacking in this area, and you need this stone and you never take it off, and it will fill and make those areas better. So
selling jewels.
So, okay. Anybody have a mood ring? I had a mood ring. Let's be honest. We all had mood rings at one point in time.
When I was 5, that was like the coolest thing in the world.
I believed in it. I'm like, look at it's blue. I'm happy. You can't tell me I'm not happy because I am happy because my mood ring says I'm happy. So, hey. Do I look at mood rings and I'm like, I wonder if they still work? Maybe. But that mood ring was like $5. Okay. These gem, and he called them prescriptions. Gem prescriptions cost $80,000. Y'all, 80? I don't even make that in a year. Let's be honest. $80,000 for a gem to wear on your finger. I'm not even in that tax bracket.
But we also learned that wasn't actually legit.
Correct. Which is where the money scheme comes in, right? There's always some sort of
he had
money attached.
He had his people that he used for his appraisals, and the appraisals would always be inflated. But this is how he's making his money. And but the sad part is he's making this money off of his people. So to me, it's like, I guess I look at it as like a little bit different from going out on the street corner with Scientology and getting somebody to come in the building off the street and then being like, hey, you should get involved in this. Pay us this money and you can join. It's like handled differently. So like, it's weird to me. Like, I feel like he's more so ripping off his own people that he's supposed to care about than like, let's recruit more people and then get them to come in and buy the jewels too. Like, it just feels icky. I mean, it's icky no matter what, but
yes,
but it's icky that he's doing it and inflating for his people and all the things because, I mean, let's be honest, really where we find that most of this money is going is right after we learn about the gems. We learn about the money basically went to some property that they purchased out in Lake Lure, like
Smoky Mountains.
Lake Lure.
Yeah.
Because they thought the world was coming to an end in 1999. Yes. When this was going to happen.
They thought the axis of the Earth was going to shift. And that was going to bring cataclysmic. Yep, there you go. Words are hard. Storms and this, and the Earth was pretty much going to shatter. Yeah.
So those people in this group with eternal values were going to get picked up by spaceships.
Correct. But the only place they can do that in a safe space was to go to the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina, which are beautiful if you've never been. So they ended up going there. And the place that they built was
ridiculous.
Like pink quartz tile, and they called it like a grand palace. Like, it was absolutely, gorgeous for some. It was very extravagant is the word that I would say.
Right on the water, I believe.
Right on the lake.
Yeah. So, expensive as all get out. Like, I can't even imagine how. And so at this point, you're learning this and you're like, well, I guess that's where all Hoyt's money was going. All the gem money was going.
Yeah, I was even thinking, I was like, well, how'd you get that money? Oh, because you're charging $80,000 for a gem ring. And I don't even think we even found out if those gems were legit gems.
I think they were. I think the big shtick was just the overinflation of the price. Yes. But I believe that they probably were real. Yes. Just not anything to write home about, I wouldn't think.
Yeah. Yeah, and because also you were talking about the tapes. They got to a point where, John kind of managed, not Hoyt, but like John Andriana's, managed like the tapes and the selling and things of the tapes. And it was $350 per tape of these astrological readings. And I'm like, man, And here's the thing. If that is your belief, I guess it's no different than Christianity to an extent, right? So you believe in something. And we talked about this last time, you give money to the church.
Mhm.
I mean, to be honest with you, I had at the church I was going to in Woodstock, I had donations coming out every week, like out of my paycheck. It just came out every single week. And some people would look at the church I went to and they go, I mean, how y'all making money to have a church? I mean, they called it like the mall of churches. Like it was huge. And so somebody could, say, well, you're hypocritical, Holly, because you were a part of a church like that as well.
I mean, we were tithing. I tithed.
Yeah. And
Grew up doing that when I was a child. And
and I think maybe the difference between that is in my situation was $5 is, if that's what you can do is $5, then do $5.
It was give what you could. I mean, they'd say, I believe they say a percentage of something. I believe there is a way to calculate it.
Supposed to, yeah.
But I've never had a church kick me out because, well, you didn't give what you're supposed to, like a percentage. Like they would take what they would get.
Yes. It wasn't, I need
not
you to
have to buy this.
I need you to buy an $80,000 ring in order for you to be here. Like, that's crazy to me. But maybe,
I mean, that's just what they believed.
Yeah. And again, if you wholeheartedly believe in something, I mean, there's no telling you differently. That's what your heart believes in. Some people believe in multiple marriages. What is that? Polygamy. Polygamy. There we go.
Sister Wives, love that show.
Yeah. So
kind of getting a little long in the tooth, but
yeah. So I mean, some people really believe in. I don't believe in that. I'm way too jealous of a person to let any other female in my husband's life, besides, I guess, a side piece every year. But yeah, I mean, so again, to each his own. We're not here saying that that's wrong.
Oh, I mean, no. I mean, no.
We're not here saying that.
I watch it on TV. Do whatever you want, because I'll watch it.
Yeah, and we're not saying like, his beliefs. If you believe in that, it's wrong. If you follow that way and you believe in the astrological signs and you believe in aliens and things like that. It's not saying that's wrong.
That's cool.
We're just taking, again, our take on that situation.
But, thank you for not recruiting me, because I wouldn't get sucked into that. No, that wouldn't be my thing. But to each their own. Everyone can do whatever they want. I've always said, nobody knows. I feel like no one knows which way is the right way. Like, know God, all the things. I mean, that's for each individual to decide on your own.
So anyway,
okay, yeah, where we get to. So in the story currently, they've bought this property.
Yeah.
And this is when the fun begins. This is the fun here. Jackie and John wanted to get married at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all hell broke loose, I feel, at this point. Because at this point it was fine, get it out of your system, do it within the group. And it's like they got married, and then bam, everyone is being told, if you're in this group, you can do whatever you want.
Sex with whoever you want.
And Freddie came out as asexual.
Mm-hmm. But was he? Before we jump back into the episode, we want to tell you about something we've been loving, Glow Protocols. If your skin is looking tired or your hair needs a little extra love, Glow Protocols has face and hair serums designed to help refresh, revive, and bring back that healthy glow. We're all about feeling confident and taking care of ourselves, and these products make it easy to add a little self-care to your daily routine. Visit my site at linktree/bornbrazen to shop and get a discount to start your journey. That's linktree/bornbrazen, BORNBRAZEN. Discounts are applied at checkout. Now let's get back to the show. So
he was he was full on gay. Paid for sex with men.
Mm-hmm. So he was pretty much saying, have sex, but only in this group.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it in the family.
Don't go outside the group.
And that's what Hoyt said. Hoyt was like, I felt like it was incestual. Like,
yeah,
this was supposed to be my sister, and now you're telling me you have sex with her. But it was kind of like making it as a booty call. Like, go have sex. It was, but no strings attached. Don't get emotional.
Yeah, it was very much like do it just to do it.
Yeah, do it to get it out, to purge. It's kind of like when you're on a diet and you want a sweet. It's like, have that sweet now, because if you keep putting it off, you're going to overindulge.
Yeah.
So have sex now, because if you keep putting it off, you're going to overindulge. So it's like, so he changed. That's what we were talking about before. He changed.
Yeah, this is where I was going earlier.
This is how you should live. Okay, well, now this is how you should live. And again, I have been a Christian my whole life. I have now explored Buddhism, right? So fine. If that's what you want to do, fine. But nobody is making me do that. And I'm also doesn't include sex. So, there's that segment. So yeah, nobody is saying like, oh, Christianity just doesn't work anymore. Now you have to go do this. It's like
the thing that just crossed my mind though too with what I had said earlier and what you just said, because you kind of said it without saying it. Like I was raised Baptist Christian my whole life. I can't recall. I'm 44. I don't think it's changed in 44 years.
No, it hasn't.
So
no, the religion itself hasn't changed.
Like we don't suddenly have new rules.
Correct.
So because it's all up for interpretation anyway.
Yes.
But
there's guidelines.
Where I'm going with that is what I was saying earlier, like how he went from no sex, no nothing, and now he's changing the rules.
Yes.
Well, now you can.
Yes.
And I also want to add that while this was going on, this was the huge coming out of the world dealing with AIDS and AIDS being spread and, all the deaths and just everything that was going on and how the whole AIDS thing went down from it, coming out to being a thing and then getting a little out of control and learning what to do to, when the world was learning all about it. So it was big in this group because of the way that they behaved with everybody and keeping it in the circle. Mm-hmm. It was big, and it should have been more concerned about that.
Yes. So that's a good point, right? They're keeping it in the group because they don't want to get AIDS. I'm assuming they never said that, but I'm assuming like, hey, keep it here.
Yeah. Keep everyone safe, all the things.
Yes. However, as Joel said, Freddie was asexual. So he told everybody. But then Hoyt said, he would bring in these guys to do readings on them. He would escort the guys in the back room. And then he would, after they were done with the reading, he would then give Hoyt money to give to that guy. So it was like a process.
Mm-hmm. Because at this point, Freddie, I took note that he had no boundaries. Mm-mm. And he was like forcing this on people, like forcing them to have sex with certain people. Mm-hmm. So it just very much just got crazy.
Yeah.
Like he just lost.
To go out and tell them you should be okay going out in the corner and sitting on a dildo and not care about what people think. Mm-hmm. Like broad public. It's like, should you care about what people think? Absolutely not. Right? Live your life. However, please don't go ride a dildo in the middle of the street. Like,
there's what? There's boundaries and
I don't know, self-respect, maybe?
Yeah.
So yeah, he even said the dicks of death is what he was going towards. Like, it's like he wanted to have sex with so many people. It was like a target.
Oh, and I had wrote down too, he charged $350.
Yes.
Readings.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So, and people would pay for that. But at the same time they were getting sex at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I did take note too that Hoyt was devastated in all of this.
Oh yes.
Like he was kind of like, what is going on and why is all of this happening? Because at the same time, like, don't forget that he was still in and out. Like he still had he's still modeling and still doing, he's not just like living that group and that life like 24/7. He still was leaving and like doing things and trying to do what he needed to do because he was still getting through that process of like the fact that he was like going to college and modeling and all the things. So he was never just
yeah, because he even mentioned like I had this other separate life that a lot of them didn't have. So, easier in a sense for him to see some things that nobody else were able to see. So they went from celibacy to like, no, that's a no, to this sexual energy. It is God within you. It's way of God speaking to you and releasing your sexual energy. And I had no words. I was like, okay. I mean, if it suits you, and that's the thing, it suited him, so it was okay. Ugh. So as I'm sure that you would never have guessed, drugs then came into play. Because, well, you have to release your sexual energy. Well, now you have to release this euphoric, I guess you would say, energy from drugs. And, again, cults, drugs, sex, leadership, awful leadership. It just all comes in. I realize as I'm watching this, it's Scientology. I mean, a couple of things don't match up, but it is 100% Scientology, like to a friggin' T.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. So there was a point in time that John Andrianis was, I guess, going against the grain, if you will. He's got this marriage with Jackie. He's, I think he was just he wasn't speaking in public or on the shows about what Freddie believed in, which was, no marriage, no sex, no this, no that. And he started speaking of like marriage is this amazing thing, and it's with your soulmate, and that's your higher, purpose. And so Freddie like punished him for it. Didn't give him food or water. Physically abused him, mentally abused him, and I guess I want to say to anybody, I guess, who truly loves somebody, like you're in love with them, your husband or your children, it's always like, let me take that pain from you. And like, I would take a bullet for somebody, right? Like, I would rather put myself in pain than to see my children or my husband be in pain. Any day of the week, any time of the day. And that's kind of what Jackie did. Like, she was like, give me punishment, but don't you dare give him punishment. Not okay with that. So she ended up going to the DA. She pulled a Leah Remini from Scientology. And she went to the DA. She's like, these people are fucked up. You need to look into these people.
Yeah, and this was about 1987.
Yes.
when kind of stuff was starting, because they had decided too that they wanted to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 87. They're not expecting the spaceship until 99.
Correct.
So that's kind of where we are in the story, just to get that in there.
Yes. And so, yeah, she went to the DA, which I was like, okay, Leah.
Yeah.
Okay, Leah. So yeah, she went to the DA. She, tells them like these people have this cult, everything's going on. They start
and she mentioned to them too the inflated appraisals.
Yeah.
With the gems when she went to the DA.
So yeah, she said to them about them. And so we've seen many times in the past where, and it even happened in Scientology, you go to the DA, you go to the police, and you tell them of what happened. And their thing is pretty much like, technically, there's no crime being committed because people are doing it at their free will. Is it poor character? Is it awful that they're doing it to them? Yes. But is it a crime?
Nothing arrestable.
Yeah. I can't, they're a horrible person, but I can't go and arrest them because the law says they're not doing anything wrong.
Mm-hmm. And while this was going on too, there was the TV show.
Yes. Yeah. But I was going to say, you bring money into it, valuing things wrong, and they're like, oh, now we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it was the People Are Talking TV show with Richard Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And he freaking destroys him.
Yeah. I even wrote down, Richard Bay let him have it.
Oh, my God. So it was him, Hoyt, and then another girl. I can't remember.
Let me see if I wrote it down who was on there. Because I might not have, but
I can't remember. But
yeah, and they set people up in the audience because they did audience questions, and they even had people in the audience to basically let them have it too.
Yes. It was he starts off this show, and he's like, so tell me about this, tell me about that. And then he gets him talking, and he freaking drills him. He starts asking about aliens and this and that. And he's like, well, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about it. He's like, no, we're going to freaking talk about it because you're crazy.
Because you believe it. So tell us.
He drills him. And poor Hoyt. He's taking the brunt of this. He didn't even want to be there.
Yeah. Well, because Hoyt has said from the beginning, he doesn't, which I find odd about him, that he has these beliefs, he's in this group, but he doesn't talk about it outside of the group.
Yeah.
He's not recruiting, if something is talked about him and they're like, you're crazy, you do this. He's like, no, it's all a lie.
Yeah. He didn't want to be in the spotlight, which is also crazy because he's a model.
Yes. So you are in the spotlight with that.
Yeah.
So hello.
Yeah. So that was amazing. I was clapping for Richard. I was like, yeah, round of applause, my friend, round of applause. And then they had some Eternal Values members in the crowd, and he would go up and speak to them why because you're pretty, you're gonna do. Oh, it was, you guys, you've got to, if you don't watch any of this, you've got to watch that part because it was absolutely fantastic. And also a big Dar Dixon, who was one of the guys in there, in the cult and then got out. I love him. He is absolutely amazing. He's like, yeah, homie, what were you doing? You're the greatest. He is
he's very entertaining.
He's so entertaining. But then we have his childhood friend that comes up.
Oh, mm-hmm.
We have a childhood friend that comes up and starts talking about, because there's a sad part that I want to get this out before we get into the sad part, because it really breaks my heart, and it
I know where you're going, I think, because I wrote it down too.
But his childhood friend comes up and he's like, I didn't know this Frederick von Mierers. He's like, I knew Freddie Myers that was from Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
That, again, had a horrible childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Went from house to house. His dad was, I can't remember, but his mom Like, I don't think they mentioned his dad, but mom had him when he was 16, couldn't handle him, young, and then, push him off to this person. And so, I think that kind of brought that kind of surrounding of he had no control of his life. So now he wants to control people.
Yeah.
Because it's like I couldn't control anything else that happened to me, but I can control this, and I can control these people because they believe in me.
And then and then he could just live the life he wanted and have this
all of the Botox he
wanted. Yes, literally.
And he was such a cute kid. Like he was when he was younger.
Yeah,
he was so attractive. Like I was like, hot dog, hot diggity dog.
But he kept that up, and I think that's kind of where I like draw the line is it's cool to do certain things because you don't care about your face one way or the other. But then there's like too much and like you just don't even look your age. And I think that was why I had a hard time with him continuously doing it, because it was like, you want to age a little, like at least.
Well, he doesn't even
age like graceful. Like, he didn't even look like himself. And then you get yourself to a point where, you're 85 years old and you want to be like, I want to look 20. Well, that doesn't, I don't know. It just
embrace your aging is kind of what we're
saying. Like, I mean, do you and have this stuff, but I feel like it's kind of like an 80-year-old wearing clothes from the junior.
Yeah.
Like, there's a way to look good for your age, but not overdoing it.
Yeah.
He like just really overdid it because he didn't look the same. He didn't look his age at all. And he looked really fake, but to a point where he looked sick.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't helping anymore. He just, looked yucky.
Yeah. Yeah. So the sad part, which broke my heart. So Hoyt's dad, and mind you, when he's telling this story, he's crying. Yeah. And that broke me. Like I was like, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So Hoyt's dad wrote him and pretty much said, like, this guy's bad news. Like he's fake, he's a liar, he's sinister.
And he basically told him he had enough. Like,
yeah, like we're done. Like, come home. We're done of these silliness, silly shenanigans. And Hoyt wrote him back and said, I'm done with you. Like, don't contact me.
Well, Hoyt's reply was what Freddie wanted him to say.
Correct.
So, of course, it wasn't anything the dad wanted to hear. So you've already got this dad reaching out with this letter who's upset. And then that's your answer back to him. Nothing even in your own words. You don't even feel sorry for the fact that you're putting your family through this, your father through this.
Well, and that's the thing with this. And that's also the horrible part is, we talked about it before with Rachel McCall about, this one situation affects so many people. It's the same thing. Like this one situation affects so many people that it's like, it's not one life being ruined. It's a whole cluster of people being ruined. So that was really hard for him. They ended up going on TV shows and doing interviews about it. Just trying to get him back. Pretty much back to the real world.
The dad was on Inside Edition.
Yeah.
Because all of this stuff is kind of happening. The TV show occurred and that blew up. And then after that is when they decided no more TV.
Yeah.
No more in the public. So that interview occurred. Then it kind of snowballed into the father doing writing the letter and doing his interview on TV. And the other good thing at the same time, the Vanity Fair article, and Fabio.
Stop it. Everybody's like, okay, do you have to yell? Yes, we have to yell because Fabio, he is not just a man on a roller coaster getting hit in the face with a bird. He's a really sweet guy.
He was very, very sweet in these interviews. Like he just cared about Hoyt, and he was like, Hoyt was my friend, and he defended the crap out of him.
Yeah. Yeah, which was like so awesome. It was so great.
And I don't want to give anything away, so give me 2 seconds.
Look at her doing these spoilers.
Because okay, that'll be our spoiler for next week. Fabio's back.
Oh.
And he does some really other cool things.
Oh, stop. I love me some Fabio.
I love seeing him, because you grow up and you as a child, and, when you don't care about stuff like that, but like you hear things. So it's just funny, like the things you hear about, Fabio, and like how
he's really good too.
And like, so it was just cool to see him be a human being.
Yeah.
And see him.
Not this model.
Yeah, just like, because the talks with him in the show, like he's just very sweet. He came right out and said, like, I defended my friend.
Yeah.
Like
100%. In the media,
it was just
all of that stuff. Yeah. So,
yeah, because after this, at this point, this article comes out, in Vanity Fair, and the Vanity Fair article basically rocks their world. Jackie was involved in the article, hugely, and basically just says all this bad stuff about all of them, and the gems, the money involved in that and stuff like that. So all of a sudden, everyone is in Eternal Values is just like, the world is like, yeah, you guys are cuckoo. We want nothing to do with you. And at this point, Hoyt is kind of like, well, what am I going to do? Because he's getting jobs. He decides his last ditch effort is he's going to go to Europe. He's going to try to get one job to get some money under his feet. And little does he know, his world explodes and
takes off.
At this point, Europe is fascinated by him and wants to know all the things, hiring him on purpose, in his words, because they wanted to see what he would do on set and if he would be crazy and like if something would happen.
If he would talk about it.
Yeah. So his world blows up and he's got more jobs than he can handle, and he's having to turn some stuff down.
Yeah. And then there was one shoot where Jackie had to shoot with him.
Jackie gets paired with him in a couple's shoot.
Yeah.
And Hoyt talks about, he thinks now, he wonders if that was set up on purpose.
Yes.
To put them two together.
Yeah. Because it was as Jackie said, it was like a really uncomfortable situation, because I guess he said some really awful things, like mean things to her. And she said that was the last shoot.
For her, that was the last one that she ever did. She kind of couldn't really come back from it, I guess. Yeah. It just, too many things happened and things came to light, and because she was involved in it, which is a shame.
Yeah.
For her, because she was doing the right thing. She was involved, got out, realized that it was not a thing to be in, told her story, tried to get help for everyone. But
yeah. So then the episode.
Oh, and he, according to her, he was not nice to her during this shoot.
Right.
No,
yeah.
We said
that's really.
So she made it out that on purpose. She was like, I did the best I could do, and it went well. But she was like, wanted nothing to do with him. But she tolerated it.
Yeah. And she took the shoot probably to get money. I don't remember, but
I think she also knew going in. She said, like,
she didn't want to, but she did. Yeah. So.
and then knew immediately at the end, like afterwards, probably done.
Yeah, for sure. So the episode ends, and 4 or 5 days before the vanity.
Yeah, this is when you find out.
Yes. 4 or 5 days before the vanity episode.
The article, the Vanity Fair's article was released. Oh, wait, if you're going to the full on end, Freddie is in the Vanity Fair article.
Yeah.
Photos of him.
Mm-hmm.
And to go back to his Botox and all the things, he shocked everybody because literally days before the article and everything, they came to his home and had a photo shoot. But he had his facelift like several days before.
Yeah.
And shocked everyone by allowing them to photograph him for this article. So everyone was like, wait, you are going to let them do that? Because he still looked
tired.
rough.
Yeah.
And, but he did it anyway. And so so they had taken the photos, had the article written, but then what happens is, because there's, I'm sure, a gap in between photo shoots and writing the article, but we found out the day the article came out. How many days? Five?
I think it was 4 or 5 days.
5 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
He died 5 days before the article came out,
and he knew it was coming,
mm-hmm.
according to him, because we get a little bit more into some juicy stuff in the next episode, but before I wrote this quote down that what was the guy's name? Because I liked the quote. The guy that we said that we really liked. Yes, I believe that was him who said this quote. Never underestimate the feeling of denial.
Yes. Yep.
Because it's this episode ends with him. He says that quote, and then
and he said, so this happened in 1990, and he said they killed him. Now, who's they? Is my question. Who's they? I don't know who they is. I have, which I'm probably way off, but I have a suspicion it had something to do with AIDS. Because, he was very active during that time. So I kind of feel like it had something to do with AIDS. But then he said they killed him, and I was like, maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm off the target there. So I guess we'll find out.
Oh, and we find out. It's very juicy. Third episode. Third chapter.
It just gets juicier as we go.
Mm-hmm. Because he did say they killed him.
They killed him. Who is they? We'll find out. So we're going to leave you on that cliffhanger because we love you desperately. But now, if you are on Spotify, subscribe, give us some stars, comment. If you're on YouTube, same, subscribe, comment. I've had some people comment, so I'm super excited about the engagement. Absolutely love it. I just want to jump for joy. So really appreciate that. But yeah, until we meet again with the juicy episode 3, stay positive and of course, stay brazen.